Hello, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back to another week of Squared Circle Speak. I am Ryan. With me, as always, is my co-host, my older brother, lifelong professional wrestling fan. I don't have a nickname today. The Repo Man, Nathan.
Didn't you already use the repo
I
man?
think I did. I think I did that in the last show we did. I am not on my game today.
If I could think of a wrestler that forgets a lot of shit, I would call you that right now.
Welcome to Monday, which means it's time to talk WWE, and we have a lot of news and some rumors and a lot of stuff going on in the world of WWE. But before all that, we've got to get into what happened on the shows. We're gonna do some brief little stuff. This was WWE week on USA, as all three shows are on USA for the next couple weeks before the CW gets NXT. So Raw was in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We had Bret Hart on the show, but we also had our first match was the Wyatt Six versus the American Made in a street fight. Nikki Cross and Niall were in this, along with Chad Gable, the Creeds, and then Loomis, Gacy, and Rowan. So interesting match here.
Right.
Very, very crazy. It was a street fight, so obviously kendo sticks and tables and chairs and who knows what else. There was a moment where Nikki Cross like suplexed Chad Gable, which is really crazy. I didn't expect that. But this was a fine match with the Wyatt Six getting the win. Howdy got into the ring and hit
Yeah.
Sister Abigail.
So they're supposed to be the good guys, right?
I I would assume so.
But they had the unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Whatever. Um. Yeah, this was also the first. So this happened on NXT and SmackDown too. You have to remind me, but this first hour was commercial free because of this whole all the shows on USA for the next 3 weeks.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, so we're commercial free. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeated the Unholy Union to retain the women's tag team championships. Uh, you know, Unholy Union got the rematch. They lost. I'm not sure where they go now, and I'm not sure where we're going with this Belair and Jade situation. As still being partners instead of turning on each other, but here we
Yeah.
go.
My question is, what happened to what's her name?
Oh yeah,
Blair,
we're our
Blair Davenport.
Blair. Yeah, she just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, how come she wasn't with them? What the hell?
Um, Bret Hart came out, talked about, Canada.
Yeah, but this was huge, man. This is the first time Bret Hart isn't this the first time he's been back since he was with AEW?
I think he'd been on the show since then.
Oh, how did he?
I'm not sure. But he came out. Gunther came out, and Gunther with a great line saying, "You'll always be close second to my actual favorite. My all-time favorite is none other than Bill Goldberg." Great line. Sami Zayn comes out. Sammy and Brett kind of egg Gunther on into Gunther giving him a title shot. And then Gunther and Sammy have a fight and got to be restrained. So it looks like we are going to get Gunther Sammy to yay.
I mean, Gunther's got to win that, so hopefully.
Yeah. He'll get his rematch on Zayn. Dominic beat Dragon Lee with help from the Judgment Day.
It was a good match, though.
This was a great match.
Probably one of Dominic's best matches he's had yet.
This was phenomenal. Dragon Lee is so good with everything he does. I mean, he can do anything, and this was great. But yeah, he picked up the win. Liv Morgan had a chop block on Lee, and then led to the 619 and the frog splash by Dominic. Lyra and Zelina had a mystery partner against the Pure Fusion Collective. It was Natalya who made her return to the ring. They had 3 submissions at the end, with the sharpshooter by Natalya on Stark to win the match. It was a cool little segment. You had the half Russian leg sweep on one, then you had a Boston Crab, and then you had the sharpshooter. 3 Canadian finishing moves. I thought that was really cool.
Right.
Drew McIntyre came out, got into it with Wade. We're kind of teasing a Drew McIntyre Wade Barrett match, which
Yeah, what's up with that?
I could be down for. This all got. He said he was going to fight him, but then Adam Pearce came out and said, "You know what? You're not going to fight anybody. We're going to do it. It's going to be you and Punk at Hell at Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell."
That's what we thought would happen.
So there you go.
This has been paint by numbers, but it's working.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you got to escalate it. You went from a normal match to a strap match to you got to escalate every time. Hopefully, this is the last match though. Punk can win, maybe move on to face Gunther. Drew will move on to face Wade Barrett. Finn Balor beat Ray, and the main event: Jey Uso, Ilya Dragunov, Pete Dunne, Braun Strowman, number 1 contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship. It looked as though Braun was going to win this thing. He was rolling, but then I guess COVID don't really have much long-lasting effects now anymore, do they?
I guess not.
Bronson Reed comes out, nails Strowman with a tsunami through the announce table. And then, so it was down to Jay and Dragunov and Pete Dunne. They went back and forth. Dunne went for the bitter end. Dragunov lands on his feet. He hit him with a boot. Hit a power bomb. Hits the H bomb, but Dunne kicked out. Jay super kicks Dragunov and then hits the Uso splash on Dunne. Jay Uso wins, and he has a standoff with Braun Breaker. It shows off the air. So Jay Uso will challenge Braun Breaker for the IC Championship.
How do you feel about that?
And
It's kind of, I don't know. So, they drafted Jey Uso number 1.
yeah,
So you think they were going to do something with him. They keep kind of giving him stuff, but not fully. I feel like this is another one of those cases because I can't see Braun losing it yet, especially when they're getting ready to go to Netflix and they were talking about how high on him they are going into Netflix.
easy for you to say.
So I'm assuming Jay's going to lose this, and somehow I still say Jay's going to get intertwined with that bloodline stuff on SmackDown.
I think we're eventually just gonna head original bloodline versus new bloodline. I mean, I feel like that's where it's gonna go. Jimmy will come back and then he'll plead with Jay to help them out and one last time get the band back together and take out.
But overall, Raw was pretty good.
I think all 3 shows this week were really good, just based on we kind of figured they would be because of it being WWE week and they were going to push every show.
Yeah.
I thought every show was really good. Let's move over to NXT, where we started off with the Tag Team Championship match. Now, this was supposed to be Axiom and Frazier versus the Rascals, but storyline-wise, the Rascals were attacked. I think real life Hez, whatever his real name is. I can't remember his real name. He's injured, apparently, with a minor injury. So he was unable to compete. So it was Axiom and Frazier versus Street Profits for the Tag Team Championships. I don't know why one of the other 3 teams that were in that Fatal 4-Way match or whatever, or one of the other 2 teams could have just not got put in here.
Yeah.
But very decent match, but then out of nowhere, the Bloodline come out and calls a disqualification. And I'm going to be 100% honest here, Nathan. Bloodline looked way better without Solo Sikoa. And I hate that for Solo because I actually like Solo. I think Solo's decent in the ring. But I feel like just these 3 are more dominant than having Solo around.
Right.
But they took everybody out. So Street Profits technically won, I guess, because they attacked them first. But they won by disqualification, and then the Bloodline laid out everybody. So why they were there, who knows?
Yeah.
Just to prove they're dominant, I guess.
And rating.
And then we had the debut of Julia versus Chelsea Green. What did you feel of Julia's debut in WWE?
I thought she did good. I thought it was a good debut. Apparently the fans did too around the world because this was the highest rated thing on this show.
And she didn't really look like she changed her style up too much. I mean, she work the same kind of match. It feels like she's been working.
A
She just
little.
kind of
I
kicked her
mean,
ass the whole time, but you know.
yeah. But yeah, she looked great here. Got the win. She looked really good. Her and Roxanne Perez, still not sure how Julia just gets a title shot like that, but it's whatever. Ethan Page did the same thing. So I guess they're gonna fight at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seems like Julia said she's going to see her on CW, so May might wrestle on the first show on CW and then do the rematch at Halloween Havoc.
That could be.
I think Julia beats Roxanne in that debut match, in that first match, and then Roxanne wants a rematch, and it's some sort of spin the wheel, make the deal, weapons wild match or whatever. And then Julia will win, and then Roxanne, who knows where she goes after that. But
Right.
Then we had Charlie Dempsey defending the Heritage Cup against Javon Evans, who had Cedric Alexander with him. This was I am not the biggest fan of these Heritage Cup matches. I feel like
I am. I like them.
I don't like them. The rounds I can't get into. This was fine because I am a big fan of Javon Evans, so I was into this. But in the end, it was Charlie Dempsey getting the win. Tavion Heights gets involved, hit a belly to belly on the floor, and he rolled Evans back in. And Dempsey steals the victory and retains the Heritage Cup.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite spectrum. I love these matches. They're my favorite part of NXT. um, I just like it because it's something different. Let me see here. And the storytelling is really good in. So where's Diashanti?
I don't know. Cedric was with him, but Ashanti wasn't. So
Yeah, what the hell, man?
I don't know.
These two guys just keep getting lost in the shuffle. Even on NXT, they get lost in the shuffle.
Then we had Obafemi. It's been teased on Twitter that Tony D'Angelo's hired someone to take out Femi tonight. We didn't know who it was, and it was one of your favorites from TNA. It was Alexander Hammerstone, which was a pretty cool surprise seeing Hammerstone show up on NXT. He looked massive. This was
Yeah.
two big men beating each other up.
I'm not gonna lie. Hammerstone tried a lot harder on NXT than he does in TNA.
Well, I think he's gunning for that contract, man. He's he's like, this is my shot to get seen.
I'm just saying he moved a lot faster
Yeah.
on NXT than what I've seen him do in TNA.
Oh, this was a fun match.
I'm just sad that he didn't get to hit one nightmare pendulum on somebody. I wish somebody would come out and he could have hit it on something.
Yeah, he looked like he was looking for it. Femi denied it. And then he hit him with the fall from grace to pick up the win. But this was fun. Really good debut for Hammerstone. Hopefully they use him more. Because I enjoy seeing Hammerstone and I want to see more opportunities for him. And maybe this will
all
lead
I
to
gotta do is
him.
all I gotta do is let him hit a nightmare pendulum on somebody and they'll sign him.
Yeah, for sure. Ridge Holland and Duke Hudson had their grudge match. Ridge gets the win. He just like beat him up. Hit him with a jackhammer. Then he hit his finishing move, the Redeemer, and then he just viciously attacked him. Dumped threw him in through the ringside barrier and then threw the piece of the barrier on top of him. And then he hit his move again on the floor. So Ridge looking like a badass. We have a lot happening on the CW. The Miz will be on bringing Miz TV to the debut. We also have Randy Orton and CM Punk. Also, it was announced that Belair and Jade Cargill will also be on the Chicago show. So
yeah, and so NXT news wise, rumors are that Motor City Machine Guns
they're shitty.
are probably going to go to NXT. Ryan, I don't like this. I mean, I guess if it's their choice, like maybe they want to help out the younger talent, and that's what they want to do in their career now, which makes sense because they're so old. But if it wasn't their choice, it's really crappy because they paid their dues for over 4 years now. I think they should be on the main roster.
Maybe they sort of go there and help the younger guys out, like Sean Spears is,
Yeah, but Sean Spears sucks, so there's a difference.
It's also, since we're talking NXT, it's also being rumored that NXT may be going permanently on the road.
Right.
It has been highly rumored that that might happen. Again, we don't know for sure if that's the case, but it's being rumored that they could be taking NXT on the road full time now that they moved to CW. I don't know why that would make a difference. Why the move to CW would make a difference, but
I don't either.
apparently
Well,
that's
hopefully they learn from AEW and book very small arenas. You know what I mean?
yeah.
For a weekly show. Like, don't go
Yeah.
to big ass arenas every week.
Well, speaking of arenas, that was a nice transition. They have moved the show from St. Louis. The Chicago show is still good, but they're moving St. Louis to a new arena. It's being moved to Chesterfield, Missouri. It was originally scheduled at in St. Louis, but for some reason, and I don't know if it's ticket sales or whatever reason, but they're moving from the Enterprise Center in St. Louis to the factory at the District in Chesterfield, Missouri.
I think that's a good idea.
So I don't know if it maybe is ticket sales or they just realized, Enterprise Center was too big, and so that maybe, but they're moving to a small arena, which I think is fine, and that's good on them to realize that it would look better being in a small arena with intimate crowd than a half-filled or a quarter-filled arena. So,
yeah.
Jordan Grace defended the Knockouts title against Sol Ruka. Sol
Good,
Ruka, very good
very
match.
good match.
Ended though because Rosemary and Wendy Chu take her out. So it looks like they're now focused on the Knockouts Championship instead of the Women's Championship. Looks like they're gonna be going to TNA.
Thank God, send Wendy Chu there. Yeah.
Speaking of Ashanti the Adonis, he was here in a backstage segment. So
There we go.
he got into it with Eddie Thorpe. So they had a lot of backstage stuff happening on this show. We're not going to talk everything. But they had a lot. New main event: Triple Williams, Pete Dunne, last man standing. Winner is the number one contender for the NXT Championship. I think I've made my thoughts clear on last man standing matches. I'm not a huge fan of last man standing matches. It is what it is. This was fine. They brawled throughout the arena. Ethan Page was out there. Trick Williams put Page through the announce table with a back body drop, and then got up to win the match. As they went off a podium with the side Russian leg sweep through two tables, which led to Trick Williams getting up, and so Trick Williams will be the number one contender for the NXT Championship. And then the end of the show, Ava said CM Punk will be making a very special announcement next week on NXT. I wonder what that could be.
I don't know.
I mean, could be anything, really. You never know with NXT. They could pull out something that we're not expecting. So,
yeah, we never know.
But that was a really good episode of NXT, too.
Yeah, it was a very good episode.
Speaking of good episodes, Smackdown was live at Seattle, Washington. Return to USA Network for Smackdown. New logo, new arena, new, changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We started off with Triple H cutting a promo talking about he ended the first show, he went one-on-one with The Rock, and now we're kicking it off with Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa for the steel cage for the championship. What a way to kick the first show off of the new USA era of SmackDown than with this match. Very fun cage match. Cody went with a crossbody off the top, which was crazy. He got his head, the door slammed in his face. He went for the Samoan strike. Rhodes countered with the crossroads to win. Then after the match, Sikoa attacks him, hits the Samoan spike. The Bloodline are just destroying him. But then here comes Roman Reigns. Fatu at this point had made his way to the very top of the cage, seemingly to splash Cody off the top and kill him. Roman Reigns came out and took everybody out. And Reigns Jesus Christ. It was nuts.
Yeah, the crowd was going crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right, thoughts here. Got some thoughts.
Yeah.
First thought, I didn't like how they beat Solo so easy.
Yeah, I do.
That was kind That was kind of weird.
It's fine.
It's not fine. It
it's-
was weird.
It's fine.
He's like-
Fatu's the bigger star anyway.
I get that, but if you're gonna have Fatu and Roman Reigns and all this stuff, you got to keep him looking stronger than that. So I didn't like that. And thought number 2 was I don't like the Cody Rhodes is teaming with Roman Reigns here.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was hoping more of a bloodline, and Cody could do something else for a while, but now he's just still going to be intertwined with this stuff.
Yeah, they were teasing all the show. That's going to be Solo and Jacob versus Roman Reigns and Cody of Bad Blood. He said that all this said he needed Cody and Roman to sign, and that Cody said I'm done. But then later on the show, he ended up signing it anyway. So
yeah, not a fan.
Yeah. So other matches that happened. Michin beat Piper Niven. And then Chelsea Green attacked her with a trash can. Apparently on SmackDown Lowdown, they announced that it's gonna be Chelsea Green versus Michin in a dumpster match.
All right.
That's gonna be great. Kevin Owens couldn't find a partner. He had to go against A-Town Down Under. He brought out Kevin. Until one of the stagehands told him that Orton was there. So he hit the stunner on Kevin, and then it was Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus A-Town Down Under, with Orton and Owens getting the win.
That was pretty funny.
Kevin!
Yeah, that was a pretty good segment.
Nia Jax, Bayley, Tiffany, and Naomi had a segment. This led to basically a match being made for next week. Nia Jax and Tiffany versus Bayley and Naomi, who, if one of them can pin Nia, they become the #1 contender for the championship. But if one of Bayley or Naomi get pinned, then they have to leave SmackDown permanently.
Ooh.
So we got a big stakes in that match. Obviously, it's going to be.
So somebody might. What happens if they pin Tiffany?
I guess that I don't know.
I guess that's the way out of everything, huh?
I guess she said if whoever can win. So maybe if they just pin Tiffany, I guess they still get the title shot. Maybe that'll happen, and then Nia and Tiffany will have their little spat. But so we got interesting stuff. Bayley and Naomi obviously both want the title match, so we're gonna have some interesting moments in that match for sure. Andrade and Carmelo had another banger of a match. This was their 6th match against each other.
Is it 5th or 6th?
5th or 6th, I'm not sure, but every match has been so good. This was another great one. Andrade got the win, and then after the match, LA Knight says next week he's getting a United States Championship match. So,
all right.
Hell yes, that was a fun match. And then basically the end of the show was the contract signing. So,
all right. So, other thoughts on this show, Ryan? There's a lot of legends showing up on this show.
Yeah, RVD was there, Booker T.
Was Teddy Long? Was that just in the back? Teddy Long.
Teddy Long was in the back. Michael Hayes was there. Vicky Guerrero. Yeah.
Yeah. So SmackDown was pretty good too, Ryan.
I'm telling you, man, it's hard. They went all out for this week of wrestling. WWE did. This was nuts.
Which show do you think was the best?
Cool.
I'm leaning towards SmackDown, I think.
SmackDown was really good. It flowed better. You had the continuous storyline between Cody and Roman. You had that continuous thing, and I think that was pretty cool. So
yeah.
We'll do a few more news. Raw is gonna be going 2 hours till the remainder of the year. Until they go back to Netflix. And TKO COO Mark Shapiro did an interview, and he basically says that he wants to cut down on the amount of live events that WWE do. He says that right now they do 300 and something. He wants to cut that down to 300, and then maybe by next year cut it down to 250. So he doesn't want to do as many house shows, basically.
Hey, I'm okay with that, except I'm okay with that because it's better for wrestlers not getting hurt, but also as we've seen in AEW, it could lead to injuries because they're not getting reps. So
Yes, that's true.
it's a double-edged sword there.
I'm all for it if wrestlers can spend more time on with their families and stuff, but you got to keep them in shape, and you got to at least do 1 or 2 house shows a week. I don't think you need to do 4 or whatever they're doing now. Maybe doing 2 house shows a week, 2 or 3 would be fine. Giving them 3 days off every week might be okay. But yeah, you can't do none because we've seen in AEW that's not a good idea. So.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that, I think that's gonna do it. I mean, we did a lot of small stuff, but we had a lot of people doing Legends deals left and right. So Armando Estrada has signed a Legends deal. Is he gonna come out and be the wise man for the new bloodline?
That would be
Heyman will be with the other one, and we'll just have
that would be interesting. Maybe he'll be the manager of Hikuleo.
Yeah. Maybe. Also, it appears that when they do Saturday night's main event, that Jesse Ventura might be the color commentator.
Hey, that'd be cool. How many Saturday Night main events are they going to do? Like 3?
I think they said 3 or 4. So
yeah, that'd be cool as shit.
Yeah, I think they said about 4 of them. So
I'd be really cool with that.
that'd be awesome. All right, I think that's gonna wrap this one up, Dave. I think we hit all the big stuff. So
all right, if you like this episode of WWE Speak, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can hear more episodes of WWE Speak, and hit the notification bell so you're always updated on when we're gonna put some more of these out. And we'll see you tomorrow for AEW Speak.
oh boy. All right, we will see you tomorrow.